They were discussing recursion. And if you recollect, in the last class, we have done some programs which is commonly implemented using the iterative approach in the recursive approach. And through that, I hope you have been able to build confidence to think recursively. You've been able to build confidence to write the recurrence relationship. You've built confidence to try and understand or identify the base condition so that you do not get trapped in the trap of infinite recursion, right? So anyways, now I promised you we are going to do some really exciting problems in recursion. And right now I'm going to solve a problem called as the Josephus problem, which is a very, very famous and commonly asked interview question in product-based company interviews. Generally between the salary package of 8 to 12 lakhs per annum, 100% these kind of questions are asked. Now, let me give you some history about this Josephus problem. See, this Josephus problem originated in the 1st century. Usually in this Josephus problem, one n value is given and one k value is given. Now, what does this mean? Please let me try and explain. During the 1st century, imagine 1st century, this Roman civilization was very, very strong. Not Roman civilization, Roman civilization, okay? Was very strong, very powerful. It was the most dominant nation in the army in the entire world, and they used to keep going and conquering others. So what happened is, a bunch of Jews, I'm sure you heard there is a kind of people they call as Jews. So Jews were trapped by this Roman army, and this Roman army had a very sadistic way of killing people. Whoever they used to catch, they used to make them stand in a circle, and they used to make them kill each other until one person was remaining, right? So what I'm trying to say is, please understand, let us assume n is 7, which means 7 people are there. These 7 people were caught by the Roman army. Now they were made to stand in a circle like this. So this is that first person. I'm calling it as 0 because we are programmers, count always begins from 0. This is the second person. He is also part of the circle. I'm just bringing him. Next, this is the third person. Similarly, this is the fourth person. Similarly, this is the fifth person. So I'm just quickly bringing them on board, right? Fourth person, and then you have your fifth, and then finally your sixth, which means 0 to 6 means 7 people. They will stand in a circle like this. I hope you're able to understand. Now the thing is, you see n is 7. Now you may wonder, what is k? K here is the killing factor. What do you mean by killing factor? What those Romans used to tell is, they used to tell that, hey, listen, every third person is going to die. So they start the count from 0. So see, 1, 2, 3. This is the kth person, third person. So the k minus 1 person will kill the kth person, see. He will kill him. But you are in a circle, this fellow died. Now count begins from the next person. So see, 1, 2, 3. This is the kth person. K minus person will kill him. Now you are in a circle, count begins from here. 1, 2, 3. Now this fellow will kill this fellow. You are within a circle, count starts from here. 1, 2, 3. This fellow dies, so he kills him. Are you able to think? You are within a circle, 1, 2, 3. Now this fellow will kill this fellow. He is going to die. Then see, you are within a circle, right? So 1, 2, 3. This person will die. And who is remaining is only this person. And originally when there were 7 people, in which position was he standing? In the third position, which means fourth person he was. 0, 1, 2, 3. He was standing in the fourth position. Whoever stands in the fourth position when there are 7 people will be the last person to survive. And this last person to survive will go and surrender to the army, and he will not be killed. Now, in this Jewish army, there was one very, very smart mathematician who was also part of the army called as Josephus. Now, when the Roman army caught this Josephus and his people, he kept seeing that every day the Romans were making people stand in a circle and they were playing this death game. So he desperately wanted to live. So being a mathematician, he tried to come up with a strategy wherein he wanted to understand if n people are made to stand in a circle, which would be the original position where he should go and stand such that he will be the last person to survive, right? And that is exactly the problem you are going to solve today, which is given n, given k, you must tell where the person should be standing for him to be the last man standing. How many of you understood the problem? And in this case, you must be, what should be the output your function should be returning? 3, because that is the position he should be standing if he had to survive. If n changes, position changes. How many of you understood the problem? Put a yes in the chat. How many of you understood? Yes. Good. This is the Josephus problem. And this is what in a Microsoft interview will be asked to you. Now, how are you going to come up with a solution for this? And trust me, this is one of those problems which is best suited to approach it recursively. Now guys, after today's class, I want you to just go online and look at the different solutions different people have given to this problem. It is my guarantee to you, in the entire world, you will not find a simpler solution than what I am trying to explain to you, and especially the way it is explained. So give me your 100% focus, because for all you know, you may get placed for 12 lakhs per annum, 1 lakh you give me. Don't give me that also, just get placed, goodwill is enough, okay? Now, watch it all of you. So, what we are going to do here is, I am now going to basically visualize this and show you. So, watch it. Let us start with the Josephus problem. See guys, to better understand the Josephus problem, in Josephus problem, people are standing in a circle. But I would like to represent it as an array. I would like to represent it as an array. So, watch it like this. N is 7, K is 3. I am just representing. So, for example, Josephus, when n is 7, k is 3, where should he be standing? Okay. So, see, this is that array. So, people are standing like this. I am just showing. So, let us assume the people who are standing is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 7 people are standing. First fellow is A, B, C, D. The initial position where they are standing is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope I am clear. And we know in the previous problem that if Josephus had to survive, he should have been standing in the third position. Then this person will survive. I hope I am clear. Because see, very simple. 1, 2, 3. I hope you are able to think. So, see here, this person will die. I hope I am clear. Like that if you keep circular checking, you will get it. But see here, when Josephus 7 people are there, in the first cycle, this person is going to die, who is at the second position. Correct? Now if you have really understood, tell me, will count start from A, B, D, or should count start from D, E, F, G, A, B? If you have understood, tell me. Should it start from A or should it start from D? Only if you understand, you can answer. D. Because I am showing like this, but it is a circle. I want you to understand. So to better understand, please watch it. 6 people are remaining. Now, we are recursive, guys. We must think recursively. If one more way to think about it is, if I need to know where Josephus should stand when there are 7 people and the killing factor is 3, don't you think first if I know where Josephus should stand when there are 6 people, it will be better. If I can know where Josephus should be standing when there are 5 people, it can be better. 4 people, 3 people, 2 people, 1. Like that I can break it down into a smaller sub-problem. So what I will do is, see now, when 6 people are there, I am going to show it. So this guy is gone. So see, D, E, F, G, A, B. I am just representing it like that, so that you understand. D, so when Joseph is of 6 of 3 means D, E, F, G, B. So see, I am showing it like this. It starts from F, G, B, A, B, because we are standing in a circle. Now, when 6 people are there, obviously this is the position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now who is the person who will die? 1, 2, 3, F will die. Now we are able to think. Beautiful. Now if F is dead, now there are only 5 people. So when there are 5 people, where should Josephus be standing? Let us see. So if there are 5 people, now again, where should the count start from? G, G, A, B, D, E. So what I am doing is, I am again just showing it like this. wherein now if there are Josephus of 5 comma 3, 5 comma 3 means I'm just representing it like this. So G, A, B, D, E, and obviously here the position will change, it will become 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now killing factor is always the same. Who will die? First, second, third person. B is dead. Hope I'm clear. Now there are only 4 people left. Where will the count start from? D, E, G, A. So I'm just representing that again. Okay, 4 comma 3. 4 comma 3 means it will be D, E, G, A. Again the position is 0, 1, 2, 3. Now who will die? 1, 2, 3. G is dead. Hope I'm clear. Now Josephus of 3 comma 3. Only when 3 people are there. So obviously count starts from A, D, E. So watch it like this I am writing. A, D, E. Okay, and obviously these are the index values 0, 1, 2, 3. And who is going to die this time? 1, 2, 3. This guy will die. Okay, clear. Now Josephus of 2. Killing factor is 3 only. So it will be DA because, I'm sorry, AD because it's circular, AD. So that's what I am also just showing. A and D. Obviously this is the index. Now who will die? See, 0, 1 is the index. 1, 2, 3, A will die. Now Josephus of 1. Only when one person is there. Okay. When one person is there, who is the last person to survive? D. And what is the position? 0. So clearly we know that D is the person who will survive. When it reaches one person, then we stop. In a way, that is our base condition. When we reach one person, we stop. Hope you are able to think. Now, who is that person? D. Now, D here was 0. But when there are 2 people, D was in this position. When there were 3 people, D was in this position. When there were 4 people, D was in this position. When there were 5 people, D was in this position. When there were 6 people, D was in this position. When there were 7 people, D was in this position. And this is the safe position for Josephus to stand. Because if he stands here, he will be the last person standing. How many of you understood till this point of time? Put a yes in the chat. Understood? Keep listening, keep listening. Now, one thing is very simple. The moment, see this is n value. The moment n value becomes 1, I will stop my recursion. And what I am going to return is, if n becomes 1, there is only one person, and which is the position he will be? In the 0th position. So see, I will return 0. This is my base condition. From the base, I will return 0 like this. But you must understand, 0 is the position where D will be if there is one person standing. But if there are 2 people, D should be in which position? First position. Which means, don't you think, from here 0 came. But here 0 should become 1, guys. Don't you think 0 should become 1? Only then he will survive. Beautiful. Here it is 1. Now this function call should return 1. Should return 1. Great. 1 is when he was here. But when he reaches here, he should not be in the first position. He would have, where should he be? Here also he should be in the first position. Now it is just coincidence, but don't think everywhere he will be in the first position. Here he was 0. But here he should be in the first position. Here also he should be in the first position. Here also he should be in the first position. Now this function should return 1. This function will return 1. Great. Previous place he should have been in 1. But when there are 4 people, he should not be in the first position. Where should he be? In the 0th position. Which means here 1 should be converted to 0. Would you agree with me? Beautiful. Now this function will return 0. This function will return 0. But here he should have been in the 0th position, but here he should have been in the 3rd position. Which means when I reach here, this 0 should be converted into 3. Now this fellow will return 3. But here it is 3. But here, where should he be standing? In the 0th position. Which means 3 should be converted to 0. Would you agree with me? Now this person will return 0. Okay, here he should be in 0th position. But here he should be in the 3rd position, which means somehow the 0 must be converted into 3. How many of you understood why this conversion must happen? How many of you understood? Put a yes in the chat. How many of you understood? Got it? Good. Good. Very good. So, it's very simple. So, one thing is, if Josephus of 7, 3 is given, first I will find 6, 3, then I will find 5, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3. When I reach 1, I will stop. Return 0. But that 0 must be converted to 1. Return 1. 1 must be converted into 1. Return 1. 1 must be converted into 0. Return 0. 0 must be converted to 3. Return 3. 3 must be converted to 0. Return 0. 0 must be converted to 3. Which means this conversion must happen. So, how will you convert what is returned by the previous call or what is returned by this call into this? How will this happen? What can be the formula for this conversion? This is what we have to think about. Very simple. If you put a little bit of thinking, you will understand. Usually, with whatever is given to you only, you can do this conversion. And after all, what is given to you is only two things, n and k. Now, let us see using n and k, how this can be converted to this. Let us see. And if I find a relationship for one of them, it will obviously work for all of them because this is recursion. Why it will work for all of them is because same problem has been broken down into a smaller problem. Same problem has been broken down into a smaller problem. Smaller, 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 smaller. So problem is same. It is just a smaller version. So what formula will work here will work everywhere. So I am only going to focus here. See guys, here, whatever this function returns, I want to convert it. In this case, 0 to 3. Now let us see how it works. Okay. So I want to convert 0, I want to convert it into 3. But you must understand one thing. Because there were 7 people, this function returned 0. But it could return 1, it could return 2, it could return 3, it could return any value. Because, why did it return 0? Because D was at the 0th position. But imagine the last person standing was E, then it would have returned 1 to me. If the last person standing was F, it would have returned 2 to me. If the last person standing was G, it would have returned 3 to me. Now let us assume if it returned G's index, which is 3, then I must transform it to the corresponding position of G here, which is 6. 3 should become 6. Would you agree with me? Which means 0 became 3. Because D was 0, here it is 3. That is why 0 should become 3. Similarly, if 1 was returned, what is 1? E. If 1 was returned, tell me what should it get converted into? Put it in the chat. If 1 was returned, what should it get converted into? If you understand, you will answer. Think. Simple. 1 returned means what? E. What is the corresponding position of E? 4. If 2 was returned, F. What is the corresponding position of F? 5. Hope you are able to think, which means whatever formula I am going to write here should work for all indexes, not just 0. So it should work. So 1 means 4, 2 means 5, 3 means 6, 4 means 0. Because see, if 4 is returned, it is A. A's corresponding position is 0. Similarly, if it had returned 5, 5 is B. B's corresponding position is 1. I hope this mapping you understood. Any confusion till here? Now, how will we convert this into this? Very simple. First thing is, if you look at it, 0 should become 3. Look at this n and k value and see which one I can use. Clearly, if you have eyes, you can see 0 plus 3 becomes 3. 1 plus 3 becomes 4. 2 plus 3 becomes 5. 3 plus 3 becomes 6. But 4 plus 3 is not 0. It's not 0. So till this point it worked. But here it failed. Then what to do? K I used, but n is still there. If you see, 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 should become 0. How will I do that? Very simple. 7, this is also 7. 7 divided by 7, remainder is always 0. If I should divide a number by another number and get the remainder, which is the operation I should use? Modulo. Which means if 4 plus 3 mod 7 I did, 7 mod 7 is 0. Would you agree with me? Similarly, 5 plus 3 will not work. But 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 if I divide it by 7, remainder is 1, which means 5 plus 3 mod 7 I will get 1. Okay sir, but here we didn't do mod sir. Here also if you do, you will still get the answer. How? 0 plus 3 is nothing but 3. 3 modulo 7 is 3. Divide 7 by 3. Divide 3 by 7, you will get remainder as 3 only. Divide 4 by 7, you will get remainder as 4 only. Divide 5 by 7, you will get remainder as 5 only. Divide 6 by 7, you will get remainder as 6 only. I hope simple mathematics you know. I hope you're able to think. Any confusion till here? Which means in general, whichever index this call returns, see, whichever index Josephus of 6, 3 returns, if I add k to it and I mod it with the n value, I will get the corresponding index when there are 7 people. Would you agree with me? Which means this I can write it as, in general I can write it as plus k. Mod is as it is. 7 I can write it as mod n. But this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this in general I want to write. Now this is where brains you have to use. If you think of it, who is returning 0 to you? Josephus of 6, 3. Who may return 1 to you? Josephus of 6, 3. Who may return 2 to you? Josephus of 6, 3. Which means it is this smaller problem which is returning this. So don't you think the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is something that this guy will return? Which means don't you think in general I can write it as Josephus of 6, 3. Whatever it returns, it could be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever it returns, to that add 3. 3 is nothing but k value. To the added result, divide by 7 and take the remainder, which means mod n. This is the formula. I hope you're able to think. So, this function will call this function. When this function returns, whatever it returns, I will transform it using this relationship. This function will call this function. Whatever it returns, I will transform it using this formula. This function calls this function. Whatever it returns, I will transform it using this formula. How many of you understood how I arrived at this formula? Put a yes in the chat. Good. That is why 12 lakhs per annum, because you have to think. And in a pressure situation, you have to come up with this logic. And for that, practice is important. Exposure is important. Hope you're able to think. Okay, sir, wonderful. Now, don't you think I have got one recursive relationship? Joseph, if I have to write this recursively, this is how I will write. Watch it. What do I want? I want Josephus of n. If I want Josephus of n and k, first I want to find Josephus of n minus 1 comma k. But whatever it returns, I should transform it. So plus k mod n. How are you able to think? See, Josephus of 7 comma 3, first call Josephus of 6 comma 3, first call Josephus of 5 comma 3, first call Josephus of 4 comma 3, 3 comma 3, 2 comma 3, then when you hit one base, one fellow is remaining. Then whatever it returns, plus k mod n, transform. Whatever it returns, plus k mod n, transform. Whatever it returns, plus k mod n, transform. Return, plus k mod n, transform. Return, plus k mod n, transform. Return, plus k mod n, transform. How many of you understood this recurrence relationship? Put a yes in the chat if this line is clear to you. All this explanation for this one line was for this one line. Problem solved. Now the answer will be 3 lines of code. Base condition, I hope everybody understood. When the number of people becomes 1, which is nothing but n becomes 1. Then otherwise, again call this, whatever it returns, transform. Return, 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 return. Let's go write code, shall we? So this also I hope you understood. Now let's just go and write the code. Okay. So yeah, in my editor now, I'll just here create a static function. static, and what it returns is a position, so int, and of course here JOS is the function. What it accepts is number of people and a killing factor k, so int n and int k. Inside this, first if I want to find Josephus of n comma k, first I will find Josephus of n minus 1 comma k. That I will return here, I will tell. But if I just write this, it will not work, because it is circular, position changes. Who was in the first position after one fellow gets killed is no longer in the first position. Who was in the second position after one more person is killed is not in the second position anymore. Positions keep changing. So as people reduce, positions change. So to transform it to the correct position, we have arrived at a mathematical relationship, which is nothing but, I'll put plus k I will add to this. And this added result, I will put it within bracket. Added result, I will mod it by n. Mod n. That's it. Any confusion? But this will result in infinite recursion. Where is the base condition? So I will go and write if in case keep finding till the last person is standing. Last person standing means n should become 1. If in case n is equal to 1, stop. And what should I return? If there is only one person, he is in the 0th position. Return his position, which is return 0. Semicolon. Any confusion till here? I hope you understood this. Okay. Awesome, guys. Now we have to call this. So I'll call here, scanner is there. So I'll first take n and k value from the user. Okay, then I will just tell system.out.println, and I'll just here tell the right position is and to that I will concatenate whatever will be returned by calling Josephus of n comma k. Hope I'm clear. So imagine 12 lakhs per annum job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines solution. That to bracket and all you ignore. 1, 2, 3 line solution. Because I hope you guys know, if there is only one statement, brackets is also not required. You see, you can remove those brackets. Remove that opening bracket, closing bracket. Remove that extra space here. 1, 2, 3. 3 line solution. Okay. Let us go execute and see. I'll compile. No issues. Execute. So 7 people, space, 3 is the killing factor. Right position to stand is 3. So if I press enter, the right position is 3. Beautiful, isn't it?